the Truth, Money, and Freedom podcast.
Welcome to Truth, Money, and Freedom. Today is Saturday, January 30th, 2021. Hey, gang, the first month of the year is almost over. I wanted to give you guys an update for the Second Amendment Preservation Act in the state of Missouri. This is Ron Calzone's site, Missouri First. I have it actually bookmarked. I suggest you do the same because that's where you can get, up-to-date information, along with if you filled out a witness form for Ron, he gives regular updates via email. Also, Aaron Dorr with Missouri First, or I'm sorry, not Missouri First, but Missouri Firearms Coalition. But let me give you the update, and it's a couple of days old, and I'm sorry, gang, this is the first opportunity I've had to make a video. So this is from Thursday. The House version of the Second Amendment Preservation Act, HB 85, was voted due pass by the General Laws Committee today. What that means is it's now gone on to the next phase, which is actually, I'll finish here. The small print says, both the House and Senate versions have passed the first legislative hurdle. These bills are moving at a very fast rate and support is growing, but so is opposition due to a lot of misinformation about what the bills do. Please read the facts and get up to speed, and the facts are right over here. SAPA facts, SAPA detailed brochure, the anti-commandeering doctrine, which is a good read, by the way, which is kind of what the Second Amendment Preservation Act is even based on. And I can't say this enough, guys. If you haven't read this stuff, I'm not going to read the bill online because I tried doing that last year and I actually took that down. But please do read the bill and get up to speed with it and help us support it if you don't mind. All the resources are readily available. And I'm going to do a few more things here before I talk, even though this is going to be a fast video. Co-sponsors. Here's actually the list of co-sponsors. We are actually at 64 co-sponsors plus 2 sponsors. So we're at 66 basic sponsors and co-sponsors for the bill. We need to get that number up. So basically, let's continue calling. Hang on, I'll get to that one. Our representatives here in the state of Missouri. Let's keep calling them. And remember now, you look on the list. If your representative is already on the list, then obviously you don't need to call them. We need to call the representatives who are not on the list and, make good use of our time. Okay, just wanted to give you a heads up here. This is the Rules Committee that actually has the SAPA legislation right now. And you'll see here, actually, HB 85, Jared Taylor, Right to Bear Arms. It's actually the Second Amendment Preservation Act, but it's right here on the right, and hopefully my ugly mug is not covering this up. But you can see that it's actually in here with one other bill that's currently in the Rules Committee. So these are the folks who are on the Rules Committee, and you can click on the link, for their name, and then you can actually go and, call them if you'd like to, and voice your support for the Second Amendment Preservation Act. So this is yet another way to call people who are directly involved in a committee, to voice your support. This is something that I think it was Casey Rich had brought up in one of my previous videos about calling committee members. This is the time now. So we can call up these committee members and voice our support for the Second Amendment Preservation Act and let them know that we are definitely wanting that legislation passed in the state of Missouri. Okay, I already covered this one. And once again, I will link down below the Second Amendment Preservation Act. It's only 5 pages long. It's a very short bill. We don't like doing, 500-page bills in the state of Missouri like the federal government does. And that's so they can hide pork. We don't do that here. So if you guys wanted to get up to speed with the Second Amendment Preservation Act, but keep in mind, you could also go to the executive summary of SAPA right on Ron Calzone's website. Ron is an excellent resource, gang. He's got a lot of information on this. So please do visit his site and bookmark it. Like I said, you could get up-to-date information. If I can't get a video out for a day or two, you'll have, generally updated information on his site even before I make a video. Okay, next thing. I'd like to bring up a few a few YouTube channels, YouTubers, that I would really, if I could, ask for your guys' help to get their attention to bring basically the Second Amendment Preservation Act on their radar. Put it on their radar, and hopefully they can help us out by raising awareness about it. They can do this in many ways. Let's talk about God, Family, and Guns. Absolutely love this channel. I've been sub for a while, and he is a definitely he is, I would say, quite honestly, the fact that he's in Missouri is probably the most important person that I think that we could contact as a group to bring attention to the Second Amendment Preservation Act, because I suspect he's got a lot of Missourians, as subs. High Impact Flicks, Brian Young, who brought attention to this last year. And Brian, if you're watching this video, I am ever grateful. I mean, actually, that helped a lot, bringing attention to it to help us actually raise awareness and get the phone calls out and the letters and the emails. And Brian, if you could help us out again this year, it would be greatly appreciated. We've got plenty of videos, or actually this will be like video number 4 or 5 on the Second Amendment Preservation Act this year, which is all I'm doing right now. I do need to do some other things, but Brian was instrumental in bringing awareness to this last time around. And if you could do it this time again, Brian, it would be deeply appreciated. Also, another guy I follow, the Second Amendment Education. If we could bring his attention to it, and then also Guns and Gadgets, Jarrett, he has covered it, but if he could help us out just a tad more. Now, what do I mean by helping with this, gang? There's a couple of ways that these guys could do it, and you can do to actually help us raise awareness. Number one is leave comments on their videos and let them know about the Missouri Second Amendment Preservation Act, and link a video from Truth, Money, and Freedom podcast so they can actually go and watch the video on this. They can accumulate data, make their own video. Another thing they can do is raise awareness by just saying, hey, the Truth, Money, and Freedom podcast is out there. Here's their channel. Go watch their videos on the Second Amendment Preservation Act. So those are the two preferred methods. Guys, this is not about getting YouTube viewers for me. I know that many of us are on borrowed time on YouTube, so getting numbers up, getting views, that actually matters to me. The views, the amount of subs we have, it's nice to have subs and everything, but the views is what I really want, because I'm just trying to get this bill passed in the state of Missouri. So if you guys could actually comment on these people's videos and put in links to videos from Truth, Money, and Freedom podcast for our Second Amendment Preservation Act videos, that would be great. That would help out a great deal. Email these guys if you can. Let them know what we're doing. So they can help raise awareness. And once again, they don't have to promote my channel at all. This is not what this is about. We just need more people aware of this. Now, here's the reason why I'm asking. In the last 2 days, I've talked to 7 people. 7 people just in real life that I brought up the Second Amendment Preservation Act about. And all 7 of them had absolutely no idea. None. That it was even in the legislature. And here's why. The mainstream media will not promote this. Now, there's one story from KY3, which I did on my last video, which was carried by the Missouri Sheriff's Association. But what they did is they tried to, discredit the Second Amendment Preservation Act. That's what the media did. They brought it up one time, and then they tried to discredit it. I covered that. And also, I covered how they were trying to discredit it. It's the same arguments we hear over and over again. And as Ron said, basically, opposition is growing due to a lot of misinformation about what the bills do. It's literally that simple. This misinformation is getting spread around, especially to the sheriffs. I don't know that it's necessarily the FFLs that are getting incredible misinformation, but the sheriffs sure are. And I'm going to do what I can to talk to a sheriff soon and find out where they're getting that information from, because it's got to be a central source. I know the sheriffs, network, and they talk amongst themselves. Maybe someone just got the wrong idea and decided to, go with it and just roll with it and say, oh, this is what this is going to do. And it's simply not the case. So once again, gang, if we could get the attention of these guys, I am, by the way, putting in comments in their videos. with God, Family, and Guns. I've put comments and videos. Also, Jimmy D has, and Pika, Nevada Cario has too. And I even put a link into a video in his Facebook page, but we haven't heard from him yet. And I've sent him an email a while back too. And if he's not interested, he's not interested. But I was just really hoping, since he's in Missouri, he's got 276,000 subscribers. So I figured quite a few of them are probably in Missouri because we're a very gun-friendly state here. Brian Young, always a good guy. Sure like to have him chime in on this again and help us out if he can. By the way, I think the Second Amendment Preservation Act might be in Oklahoma this year too. By the way, it's in other states. Iowa, even in Minnesota. Minnesota, blue state Minnesota, actually has this on their legislative docket. So I'm going to be making a video about that very soon and let you know about all the other states that are doing this. And in fact, that hopefully, with any luck, I'll have that video out by tomorrow night. Because you guys need to know what states have this. You're not going to hear about this from your mainstream media. Really, it's social media is the only way you're going to hear about it. Alternative media, that's it. And this is very important legislation. And Second Amendment education guy, I love your channel, man. I've been subbed to you for quite a while. Please help us out if you see this video. We'd really appreciate your help. Please look into the Second Amendment Preservation Act and help us support it and get this flowing, not just in Missouri, but in all 50 states. All 50 states need this legislation. And Guns and Gadgets, tip of my hat to you, sir. You do a great job with your channel, and you have helped us bring awareness to it. We just need a tad more help, if you wouldn't mind, letting everyone know that there is more and frequent information about this and information about what people can do in real time to help us pass this extremely important legislation in the state of Missouri and indeed in other states as well. And I'm going to help out with other states as well. This isn't just for Missouri. This is for everybody, and everybody needs to actually move on this quickly, because we know what's brewing in Washington, D.C. Okay, I promised I would make it short, so I'm going to end it there. I've got more videos coming out soon. I'm going to be covering Wall Street Bets, what Wall Street Bets is doing, can or can they affect the price of silver, and because they're saying they're going after silver. That's a very, very big discussion. It might end up being a discussion in our Discord group because I think you guys need to hear more than my point of view on it. And we do happen to have some Wall Street bettors in our Discord group. I don't know if any of you are aware of that, but we actually do have some of those folks. And so maybe they'll chime in and give us their point of view of what's going on. That's it for now, gang. You all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Try and spend some time with your families. Remember, family's important too. We all have work, and we all have other things that are going on in our lives, but don't forget to hug and kiss your wife and your husband and your kids, and let them know how much you care about them. You guys have a wonderful day. May God bless you all.